Welcome to the Liberal Studies major at San Diego State University, the major for future teachers at San Diego State. Future teachers at a variety of levels, primarily at the elementary school level, but not entirely. Because while the majority of liberal studies majors are interested in teaching elementary education, many other liberal studies majors choose liberal studies as preparation for other levels of teaching. For example, liberal studies can help students prepare for a career in teaching at the middle school level as well. And the liberal studies major can also help prepare students for a career in special education teaching. And it can also help prepare students for a career in bilingual education teaching at the elementary or middle school levels. With all these options, it's easy to see why liberal studies is the major for future teachers at San Diego State. At this point, you may be wondering exactly how the liberal studies major helps prepare students to be teachers. So let's satisfy that burning curiosity with a little explanation, which necessarily involves an introduction to how teacher preparation works in the state of California, which, by the way, is different from the way it works in many other states. In California, it's a two-step process. The first step involves learning the content that you intend to teach, what we're calling here subject matter preparation. The next step involves learning how to teach that content, what we're calling pedagogical preparation. Pedagogy meaning the science of teaching. Step A, the subject matter preparation, happens at the undergraduate level, while Step B, the pedagogical preparation, happens at the postgraduate level. The idea being, of course, that one needs to know the content before one can learn how to teach that content. So where exactly does liberal studies fit into this process? Liberal studies is the major that requires coursework in all of the relevant content areas for elementary ed, which prepares students to pass the state-mandated subject matter examination. And successful completion of this examination is a prerequisite for gaining admission to the postgraduate credential program. So while liberal studies doesn't by itself prepare students to be teachers, it serves an important role in that process. Let's now spend a few minutes adding some specifics to this process. We can illustrate the process of teacher preparation in California by starting with our end goal, to be a teacher, and then we'll work backwards. In order to be certified to teach in a California public school, a candidate must first earn a teaching credential. And as we've discussed already, in order to qualify for a teaching credential program, a candidate must first establish competence in the subject matter that he or she intends to teach by passing a subject matter examination. And of course, the major that prepares students for this exam is liberal studies. So as you can see, majoring in liberal studies is the important first step in the teacher preparation process. Now that we know how liberal studies fits into the teacher preparation process in California, let's take a look at the program's content in more detail, as well as the specific options that liberal studies majors have. As we'll soon see, the liberal studies major is not a one-size-fits-all program. As mentioned earlier, one of the greatest strengths of the program is its close alignment with its coursework to the content that is mandated by the state of California for elementary ed. Our majors are well prepared to establish subject matter competence for a multiple subject credential program. They are not, however, limited to just multiple subjects. Instead, our major includes sufficient coursework for our graduates to qualify for a subject matter authorization at the middle school level, which certifies candidates to teach a single subject at the middle school level, provided they also subsequently earn a multiple subjects teaching credential. This additional authorization gives our students a significant advantage in a very competitive job market because they can teach both at the elementary and the middle school level and are thus more attractive candidates to many schools. And we allow our students to choose which subject area they want to be authorized to teach at the middle school level. They do this by selecting one of 3 content focus areas offered by the program. Each student's choice of content focus area will depend on his or her areas of interest and professional goals. The content area that will most likely appeal to the widest audience is our literacy focus. The literacy focus's wide appeal is due largely to the wide range of possibilities it provides. It is by far the most flexible of the content areas. While there is one element common to every student pursuing this focus, specifically the required coursework for a language arts middle school authorization, the literacy focus also includes a career-oriented option. The options are designed to facilitate the transition from the undergraduate major into a post-baccalaureate credential program and/or specific kinds of teaching. For example, students interested in pursuing a special education credential can complete an option that includes prerequisite coursework to a special ed credential program. The same is true for students interested in pursuing a bilingual authorization. Additionally, students interested in teaching English as a second language, both in the United States and abroad, can choose an option that includes the requirements for San Diego State's certificate in teaching English as a second language. Students can also choose from 2 other content focus areas, including math, which infuses additional math coursework into the curriculum. Specifically, the additional math coursework includes sufficient units for students to qualify for a middle school subject matter authorization in math, which provides an extra advantage when applying for jobs, as math is an area of especially great need in the schools. Similarly, students can choose to focus on science, which closely mirrors the math focus in that it infuses enough extra coursework in the single subject area for students to qualify for a middle school subject matter authorization, in this case science. But it goes beyond the math specialization in that it also includes sufficient coursework to establish subject matter competence for some single subject science credential programs, which provides an additional option for students who decide that they'd prefer to teach at the middle and possibly secondary school levels rather than elementary school. So, with all this in mind, it's clear that liberal studies has a lot to offer students. But, is it right for you? We certainly hope so. And we encourage you to continue to explore this question by visiting our website, where you can find all of the information contained within this podcast and much, much more. We hope to see you virtually on our website soon. Thanks for watching and listening.